ourselves is feel good, take care of ourselves. I wrote an article for the Cooper Institute, and the whole basis of this article is that people take better care of their cars and their houses than they do their own bodies. If you think about that, right? Because what made me write the article was I was at a gas station in Dallas, and this guy drove up in this Ferrari. And you can, I mean, of course I looked. You know, it's a Ferrari. And so I just saw him, he got out, he was like rubbing the windshield, you know, he was like, you know, admiring it, putting the best gas in, you know, and everything. And then I just kind of, you know, you just kind of like watch somebody. So I see him come out of the convenience store. Guess what you think he had bought himself to eat? Yes, exactly. He had a big thing of nachos. And then I was like, okay, what the heck? What is wrong with our society? So the name of my article was, would you fuel your brand new Ferrari with French fry grease? Right? It's like, I don't understand. But see, we're fitness people. We understand it. We know that to feel good, we need to move. Like, that's my therapy. That's my way of communicating. That's my socialization. I'll meet friends to work out. So I'm really proud of you guys for spending your Saturday. I know it'd be probably nice to stay home in bed and cozy and warm, but I really appreciate you guys wanting to further your education with helping your community. And what you see behind me is just Dan, you decided to buy this for this. So you need to like go over and like hug him, kiss his brain, you know, bow down to him.
I'll say no.
Buy him a huge present, maybe buy him the Ferrari. I don't know, I can tell he would say, yeah, you know, I'm giving them ideas, Dan. Yeah, because you gave them the Ferrari of fitness equipment. So I have been in fitness forever, and there's nothing else that I would do. Because what we do for a living is we make people's lives better. Isn't that incredible? I mean, we have the opportunity, we have the honor of making people feel better. We help them make their quality of life better. Because I've always said to myself, you can't put a price on feeling good, right? You can get your nails done, you can get your hair done, you can buy the Ferraris, you can buy new shoes, but it's how we feel. I mean, I want to feel like a little 4-year-old for the rest of my life, don't you? You know, you're just running and moving and playing. At the Cooper Aerobics Center, we have a 99-year-old world champion sprinter. You can look him up on YouTube. His name is Orville, and he just wrote a book. He didn't start exercising until he was 72 years old because he heard Dr. Cooper speak at a conference. He was a pilot for an airline, and Dr. Cooper had come to speak, and he changed his life. Orville is the world record holder for the fastest mile in the age group of 95 to 99. Now, he might be the only one running the mile at that age, but hey, he's out there. And if you come to Cooper, like around 11 o'clock any day, you will see him running sprint drills around our track. Do not get in his way or he will pull you down. He will, because I've almost gotten in his way. Sorry, Orville. But that's what I want for us, don't you? That's what I want for us to share with our community. That's what I want. I know I've heard there's a senior population that you guys work with. How great is it to make them more dependent on themselves, to be able to do things in daily life that they can do on their own, improve that quality of life. So everybody pat themselves on the back for being such a good little people that, yeah, there you go, go ahead, you deserve it. Yes. I love meeting other fitness professionals because we learn from each other. We build off of each other. We thrive. So I want this to be interactive both ways. I'm going to give you a chance to share some of your ideas with me, but I'm going to try to cram it. We'll probably be done today about 3:30 or 4, around there. We're going to take a 30-minute lunch break, if that's okay, for 30 minutes. Today about an hour in the session, but there's so much information that I want to share with you today that we don't need that whole hour. You can get your food. We can still be eating after the 30 minutes, but I'm going to still work through because there's tons of information that I want to share with you. Before we get rocking and rolling on the Queenax, I would like everybody to introduce themselves. Ashley kind of gave me a rundown of my team that's here today. We're going to start over on this side. All I want is your name, your job title, what do you know about Queenax, and And then what are you wanting to come away with today? Like, what are your expectations of the day? We'll start with my friend right here.
My name is Deb Schuler.
Fitness extraordinaire.
Potential.
Potential.
Nice.
Potential. I used to teach body comp and sit works and several fitness and cardio response.
Great.
But I had knee surgery. Teaching.
You're a fitness veteran. How's that? Thank you.
She's a groupie.
Huh?
She's a groupie.
Yeah.
She is like, yeah, she supports anything.
Yeah, there you go. And then what do you know about Queenax?
Just what Ashley sent me an email, so.
Okay. Clean slate. And then what would you like to take away from today?
I think it's a very exciting opportunity for, well, a lot of people, but particularly people like me that maybe want to work their way back into a better fitness lifestyle. And for those people that may be struggling here, trying to figure out how they can improve their health, that I think there's maybe some opportunities here that can get some new levels of fitness in a safe, effective manner.
I really like what you said. Thank you. I'm glad you're here. My friend from Kansas City.
I'm Dean. We met before.
Yes, in July. I can't believe it was July.
My job title, I teach summer seniors. What do you know about Queenax? Well, the Kansas City got to play on it for a little while.
Yes.
So that was exciting. And what I'm going to take away from today, just the experience itself, working with you. And then, having more creativity and organized.
I think you'll really enjoy the active aging part that we talked about for your classes. That you'll be surprised at how this can be utilized. I was telling Dan earlier, the Italian fitness equipment inventor that created this wanted this to be approachable for everybody. He wanted kids. He wanted active aging. He wanted elite athletes. He wanted general population. He wanted soccer moms. He wanted something that everybody would feel comfortable using. And it's up to the fitness professional to tweak it or program it to fit that community. Make sense on that? Okay. Thanks, Peyton.
John Jordan, I'm the wellness lifestyle director at the local retirement community,
Yes.
Heritage House. And I'm also cardio cycling instructor for the Y and a personal trainer for the Y. I had never heard of Queenax before, and I'm really curious why it's called that, and I'm sure you'll tell us at
Happy
some
to.
point. And I want to get some more options for my personal training clients.
Terrific. Good. I'm glad you're here. John, right?
Yep.
John.
No age.
No, wait. Okay. Jay.
I'm Kim Comus. As far as employment at the Y goes, I'm very new to it, and I'm just looking to get into the CrossFit boot camp style classes. All I know about the Queenax is what Ashton sent us, that I kind of looked through and stuff. And the part that kind of interests me the most, I guess, is she had mentioned maybe at some point doing something with the little ones on it. And I have 2 little girls, so I think that's very cool that it can go all the way down to the little ones to learn on it.
Yeah, from seniors to kids. I don't know really anything that I could put under that category that everybody can use. So there's always like some type of, contraindication of something, but no, if you do the programming right, every single person, even your physically challenged athletes. I was getting ready to do a class for the Olympic basketball team for Germany, for the women's wheelchair basketball team, and they were going to shoot it, but their flight got delayed because of weather, so we didn't get to do it. But that's kind of where I want you guys thinking. Anybody, because with the suspension training stations, you can have anybody really under a station, no matter who they are, what height, what size, and what condition they're in. I'm glad you're here.
I'm Jill Nicholson. I'm a boot camp instructor. And I think it's great that it's versatile, and part of a big thing in classes is making it fun. So it looks quite fun.
I hate to be cliche, but it is putting the fun back in the functional training, because, when people like something, what does that mean they're going to do? They're going to come back, right? Especially if
blows.
Sorry.
Not the door.
Yeah, exactly. fun. Yeah, but I mean, that fun factor, that feeling of camaraderie, that feeling of success. Hopefully I will be able to present all of those to you to where you guys will not want to leave today. You know, even we're going to have fun with it. So we're going to have a chance. We're going to get over all the administrative stuff this morning. We're going to go do a lot of lab the rest of the morning before lunch, and then after lunch we're going to be able to experience a little snapshot of every type of program that we've created for Queenax, and then kind of start creating own ideas for your fitness center here as well. All right, thanks, Jill.
I'm Emma. I technically live in Omaha right now, but I just going to be starting an API for a rehab tech. And then I want to learn, how to teach more about group classes, because I've taken one college class on it, but I also want to know about all the different stations and just what to put people through.
Okay, good. I got a lot of answers for you. Yeah, all good.
I'm Allison Oxelsmeyer. I teach a variety of classes here. I teach the Silver Sneakers, Classic, and Circuit. I teach Pilates and yoga, and I teach a lot of the water classes, Aqua Zumba, and Aqua Fusion, and then regular Zumba.
Man, you are a girl to know for classes. Do you live here? Do you have a sleeping bag?
I heard one in the cot, yes. And I also personal train clients here too.
So you're the girl to ask questions about. So
Yeah,
there you go. I like it.
Answer.
I like it. Perfect. I'm glad you're here.
Oh yeah, so I want to learn all the programming ideas.
Perfect. Good. Emma, right?
Allison.
Emma. Emma, Allison. Emma, Allison. Got it.
I'm Jody. I teach kindergarten and first grade at our elementary here, and then I teach cycling here at the Y. I just know what Ashton has told us and what I've watched online, and I've shown other people what we're getting.
Yes.
And I'm kind of like Kim, excited to see what little kids can do on that. I think it'd be fun to have after-school programs for them. And then obviously I'm excited for myself, something new to work out on.
Yes.
Bring my friends to.
I'm saying you got to buy him a present. You got you a good gift. It's good. Right. I'm glad that you're here.
John Beckner, I spell my name correctly with.
Okay. I got no age and I got age, so it'll be easy for me to tell you guys apart.
That's right. And I have hair.
Otherwise, we're just identical.
We are.
Well,
We are.
I was already, and I was already having trouble.
Yeah.
But I sub for Jody or John if they cannot do cycling. And I guess I sell the seed corn.
There you go. That's it.
It has cows.
I'm glad you're here, John, with the age.
I have two boys that one's going to be in high school next year and one's going to be in middle school next year. As they are fairly competitive like their father, and this is something that I think as they get older, it's another option for them instead of just a track workout or going to the weight room
Yes.
to help them get better at what they're working with.
Yeah, because we can take this all the way up to American Ninja Warrior level, from babies to active aging to all the way up. So you'll see a lot of that creativity to where I start from the bottom and we keep building onto an exercise to where we've completely modified it to where it's simple and very, non-threatening to the most amplified exercise that you've ever seen that we're all going crazy and taking video of it. So there you go. All right, John, thanks for being here.
I'm Emily.
Emily.
I teach Zumba here at the Y. Just once a week, I also work for the USDA with people like Jonathan H. The FSA office. I just know what Ashton sent us about this awesome piece of equipment. I'm excited just to learn what it can do, how we can program it.
Good. Awesome. Well, I think you're all in the right place, and I think I'm the right person to be here because I think I've got all your answers. I've got all your questions answered for today. This day will go by fast. I want to make sure that you stay hydrated. If you need to take off and go to the restroom or get a snack, feel free to go do that. We're just going to keep going. I'll take like one break before lunch, but there's a lot of fun information that I want to share with you guys. So, John with only an N had said to me, why is it called Queenax? I wish I had a sexy answer for you. I could make up something, but this was called Quadrex. This was designed and So the pieces are either stored in the Netherlands or in North Carolina. I know that's random, it's like two totally different places, but coming from Italy, it's very cheap to store them in the Netherlands. But these are Legos. I want you to think of this as a big Lego set that the installation team came and put it together. You will see these little tiny white pegs over here. See these little tiny white pegs? These come out. If you see one pop out, don't call 911. It's all right, just pick it up and put it right back in. But they're there to come out because of Ashton and Dan just really got nuts and wanted to cover this whole room with Queenax. They would be able to. Or if Dan decided he wanted to move it somewhere, they come apart, you can take them apart, move them, which I think is genius. Because normally when you get a piece of equipment, what does that mean? It's there, you know, or you can't add on to it. You're like, you have this bucket and that's the only bucket, and then next year, or like the iPhones. You know, they're always updating the, what are we now, iPhone 20,000? Yeah, exactly. So this is not like the iPhones where they're gonna keep upgrading. You upgrade it the way you want to. If you wanna add a piece, if you wanna add a section, if you wanna add another column, if you want another piece or another row of monkey bars, that is up to you guys if you're seeing a need to add or subtract. And then you've got all the training stations that will be able to add all the suspension fitness apps, okay? Rumolo, the Italian designer, was told that Quadrex sounded too harsh, that it was intimidating. Like, ooh, that sounds. So he wanted to stay with the Q. He likes the letter Q. And he just did an internet search of names that were available, and Queenax was available, so he took it. I told you, it was very, like, you know, non-climactic. So that's where Queenax came from. But we can think of, before lunch today, maybe we can think of something that's really exciting. There's a myth going around that there was an Italian queen back in the day that wanted her executioners that cut off people's heads, you know, to be like really strong. So she made these scientists back in the day create these like exercise tools to make her executioner strong. So that's where the Queenax name came from. If you hear that story, that is an urban legend. That is not true. But people in Freeport are trying to spread that word. But no, Queenax is just Queenax. The URL was available, and so they grabbed it. All right? This company was developed in 2010. It's not that long ago. But by 2012, they were already found in 55 countries. The reason I like to share all this history is because your membership are going to ask you questions like that. Everything I'm telling you today are in your manuals. I don't want to sit here and read manuals, but if you look at the trainer manual, I'm telling you everything that's in there, so you can buzz through that. But clients like to know things like that. Oh, where was this made? How tall is this? You know, what's this made of? I like for you guys to know because it sounds like it gives us more creativity, and it makes us sound like we're educated about the product, and they have a little more confidence in us to trust to do a class on it. You will find all of the information if you flip into your trainer manual books. That's page 2. Got page 2. And I'm just briefly talking through there. Precor, which is a company that's headquartered in Seattle, Washington, actually acquired Queenax in 2015, July of 2015, which is really not that long ago. Since 2015, we've created a master coach team that goes out across the globe, and we educate trainers on how to use this, because I think that was the most important piece, because if Ashton and Dan purchased this and put this over in the corner and said, okay, go figure it out, it's really not fair. I think of this as kind of going back to the iPhone. Isn't it cool when you get an iPhone and then your friend already had it and then they kind of keep telling you kind of things to do? Well, think of me as your friend that's telling you how to use your brand new iPhone. I'm going to point out little things. Some of them may be common sense or things you might have just not seen, and then that's going to create more ideas from what I show you, and we'll build onto that. All right? So what I'd like for everybody to do is stand up. You can leave your manuals where they are. So I'd like to go on a frame tour to kind of get you comfortable with names of things, where things are situated, what we call different areas. So I would like everybody to go inside the Queenax zones. That would be under the monkey bars. So as a coach, when you're teaching classes, that is a good way to cue people for classes. inside the zone. I like everybody outside the zone. I like everybody inside the zone facing me. See where I'm going with that cueing? If you look up above your head, you've got a set of monkey bars. Has anybody tried the monkey bars yet?
No.
Since they've, okay. So maybe before the day's over, we'll get a few people to do a line of them. Everything that we go through today in the exercise lab is merely a suggestion. We'd like everybody to try as much as possible. I would like everybody to at least experience it with me. But if there's an injury, I understand. I'm going to trust all of you as fitness professionals to not do something that you know is going to injure you. If you have a shoulder injury, I don't want to 5-minute push-ups or anything like that, or hanging from the monkey bars. So today, everything is merely a suggestion. When we get into functional training, I want you to realize that there's not a wrong or right way to perform an exercise. There's a safe way. Make sense? Because where's my yoga instructor? With yoga, that is a discipline. There is a certain way that the moves are executed. That is a discipline. In functional training, the person puts themselves in a position that they're at the highest level of performance. Follow me on that? So somebody may, okay, for example, I train a professional ballerina. How do you think she squats? The plie. How do you think she stands? If I forced her to do squats in the sagittal plane like so, could I not maybe risk an injury to her knees? So it's not a right and a wrong, it's safe. That's how I want you to approach. So a lot of the exercises that we're going to go through this morning, I will not over-cue you. I think sometimes in functional training, we lose some of that fun factor because we're so over-cueing people that they're scared to move. We want to get that recess feeling back into exercise. We want that feeling of freedom and movement and exploring space instead of worrying about, am I doing this right? I think that's what a little bit of the intimidation factor of exercise is for people, or taking a class, or trying a new piece of equipment, is because I don't know how to do that, I'm going to do it wrong. There's that fear. So I want you to make sure that you're conveying that idea, is that you, as I said earlier when I was telling you guys to sit, let them do them. Let them move. If they want to do a squat with their feet a little wider or a little closer, if they want to do a push-up with their hands, as long as they're safe and they're in proper alignment, let them go for it. Okay? So we're going to look up at the configuration. We're calling it the Queenax configuration, so if you want to talk about the whole frame, it's the configuration. You guys have one set of monkey bars, so that's going to be, and you notice there's a little bit of spice in the middle with a little bit of an elevation for those hard chargers, maybe John's sons, that wants a little bit, and him himself, want a little bit of challenge for the monkey bars. If you look down to the far end down there, you have a set of wall bars. Those wall bars are the same rubberized coating as those monkey bars, all right? So I want everybody to kind of walk through and at least touch the wall bars over here. So come on, I want hands on the wall bars. Good feeling here, wide. It's a rubberized coating. It helps with grip. It helps with the sweat factor. You can stand on those. You can jump on those. You can hang on those. You can stretch from those. Every single piece of this configuration can hold up to 300 pounds. I kind of have that feeling, John. So I was about to ask you to just sit in the corner and just watch, but that's right. But the reason I like everybody to know that is because 300 pounds comes in a lot of different packages, doesn't it? You can have a high school football kid that's lean, or a college athlete, or a basketball player that can be close to 300 pounds and be super fit, or then you have someone that's not as in good condition. But I'd like for you guys to know that that is in your book. Okay, that is just something that we need to know. I'm talking about every piece can take up to 300 pounds. Each bar, each monkey bar, each strap, and then I brought you a bag of toys that I'm gonna introduce you to some of the new apps. that can be attached to this. And when I say apps, I'm not talking about the app on your phone. An app is anything that can be utilized for suspension fitness hanging from a training bar. Okay, so when I say app, I'm talking about a toy or a fitness tool.
When you say 300 pounds, do you mean static weight or pressure that they're applying?
Static weight. So standing, putting pressure on. A lot of the,
So with the plyo stuff, that throws a lot more weight at it if you have one person.
there's not going to be anything suspension that you're going to be doing a plyometric on. Does that make sense? So that was a great question. Did you hear her question? Because yes, the impact of someone jumping is exactly going to change the force, velocity down with the gravity onto the ground or the foot strike. So anything that's suspension, you will either be on the floor with that plyometric, you will not be full body weight suspended. And if you are, that's going to be very impressive. And I'd like to see that, but that was a great question. So that was to where the floor will probably be taking the brunt of that weight.
300 pounder to jump up on them.
I would recommend no for that. You could have two 300-pound people doing alternating step-ups, but when you really think about safety, remember I go back to that safe word, think about the programming. Is it really necessary for that athlete to be jumping up at a certain distance, or can they just be doing jumps like so? That is going to be an individual decision on that with that plyometric platform, but I'm going to say I would always veer to the safe side and say no, and have them doing plyometric moves. Like, you've got all this great space to move. So that was a great question. All right, so when I say apps, I mean anything from suspension fitness. We've got the monkey bars, we've got the wall bars. I'd like for you to look up here. This fixed training bar is your training station. You guys have 10 training stations on this. Those are fixed. It will hold a 300-pound person hanging from it. You can do pull-ups from that if you had to, but that is a fixed bar up there. You can do anything with that. You do not want to wrap any TRX or bands around anything that's rubberized. So these wall bars, these training, in the middle, there is a metal part you can wrap in the middle if you had to. Yes, where John's pointing, thank you. But not on the rubberized part. You don't want to have that friction rub off that rubberized coating. With your battle rope, down at the other end, you'll notice that the battle rope is wrapped around a mini wall bar that's metal. And we'll walk down there and see, but you don't want to wrap anything around the rubberized coating. All right, you want to keep this thing looking brand new. All right, and that's how you take care of it. They can be wiped down after each class with like your gym wipes, because there will be some stepping, and there may be snow on the feet, you know, or dirt or something like that. So I would recommend after class, just have everybody wipe down their bar, especially because there's going to be feet on them. Okay? This piece right here is called the super functional. I'm not describing it. I'm not saying, oh, that's super functional. No. That is the actual proper name for it, the super functional. The super functional involves two straps and a training bar. The training bar comes out. It's got that nice rubberized coating on it as well. And this bar weighs 4 pounds. Can we use this bar for other exercises? Absolutely, yes. But the super functional app is the bar with the 2 straps. That's where we're going to spend the majority of the time on this first part of the day, is going over different exercises. Ashley received a digital movement library. If I brought you a manual of every exercise that you could do on this thing, I wouldn't have made it off the plane. Or they wouldn't have let me on the plane, because there's so many. The digital library will always be evolving and always being added to. So she will email you, everybody, the digital library. Do not worry about remembering exercises that we do today. I just want you to experience them, as many as possible, but they are all in that library. And I'm going to show you the classification system that we've created, so it'll be easy to find these exercises. Okay, so don't worry about, oh, I'm going to write this exercise down. No, I want you to just move. Be free, like recess today. This is trainer's recess, group exercise recess, okay? So we've got the super functional, we've got the training station, we've got the wall bars, we've got the monkey bars. Let's travel on down. So, almost missed. Kate was like, stand right by it. We've got the vertical flex flexibility bar. This is something very simple. You can make it just to where somebody wanted to work on balance or stretch. Or you can do like the flagpole and be like completely all the way out. But remember, do not wrap anything around that, okay? So you've got the vertical flexibility bar. You've got your plyometric platform. And if you guys all crowd around here, you're gonna see that you have the mini wall bars. The mini wall bars have the metal part. It's okay to wrap anything around that. Nothing is gonna adjust that. This will take twist off, and we can adjust the height of this plyometric platform. Today, before we leave, I'll have everybody at least take it off, put it on. I just like for everybody to be experienced in everything we do, because you don't want to be in front of a class and go, I don't know how to do this. Yeah, so let's get all that out of the way today. We're in a safe environment, no one's around, but we want to look like that professional in front of class and we know what we're doing. Because when we look like we know what we're doing, what does that build? Confidence. And then they're going to be like, I'm going to come back to her class. She knew what she was doing. Not be like, oh, she didn't even know how to use the Queenax. I'm not going back to her class. So I want to build that confidence level today. All right? So let's.
Could we move this to any other corner?
The installation team
Okay.
could
That's-
do
that's
that, but
something
yes. No.
Okay.
But yes, anything can be moved anywhere. Like if Ashton decided, oh, I want this plyometric box over there or over there. You could adjust each piece, yes. And that's going to be kind of how things are rolling. You're not going to find that out. Right now, I love the way you guys have this set up because everything has its own space. The mid-ball rebounder has great space. You have great space for that battle rope, so it would make sense to have the battle rope over here. So however you have this is perfection. I took pictures earlier because I can't wait to show Precor, the headquarters, how you guys have this set up and all this great space across the gym. So I'm really proud of this for you. So I'm excited. All right, moving down the road. You got another vertical flexibility B here. It has a little hook that it'll take all the way up. It's got this little hook that you open it up and you close it, and it should be able to sit right here out of the way of everybody. Because you don't want that to be in the way of people. So that'll be fixed for you. Right here, we have the stairs attack. You can climb up those. You can climb up both sides. It is another avenue to get up to the monkey bars, or it is a place to stretch. Or if I just wanted to work on my climbing skills, I can work on that. You utilize the stairs attack for however you want to utilize them for. Then we have our battle ropes. Notice they're wrapped around the mini wall bars. Mini wall bars are fixed optionals. So when John asked me, could we move these? Yes. Fixed optionals can be moved by the installation team. An optional means that somebody chose that for your gym. Okay, somebody chose. The stairs attack are not fixed optionals because that is already set and it's already in its place. There's only one place to put it. All right? And then we've got the mini tramp or the rebounder. This is not a trampoline to jump on. So don't even worry about 300 pounds. Don't worry about force to gravity work. That is only for med ball work. It is only a rebounder. You can adjust the angle of it by your mini wall bars. But just remember, because every gym has that person that wants to take it off, and I know it's very inviting. I want to do that too. But even for kids, it was not constructed for body weight over time.
We have one in the closet if you ever want to jump.
Yeah, we'll put one over on the side, yes. All right, so do we have any questions so far on our tour? And then down at the very end, we have your boxing bag, which is a really nice addition to the circuit. You guys have a boxing pro that works here, or someone that...
Jill would be the one that's most knowledgeable with boxing.
I call you the pro of the day.
Oh,
How's that?
here's one. Forgot about John.
Got a certification in fitness boxing.
Perfect.
And also rock steady boxing.
Perfect. So that was a gift for you over there. Yeah, there you go. Oh, it's very nice. Yes. So that is it's just a nice addition because it's a different type app to put into a circuit. It's nice to have that upper body and be able to do leg work or partner work. It's very fun to do it that way. All right. So do we have any questions about?
What was the thing that said we have somewhere that, I can't remember what you called it.
Oh, the torso trainer
I really
has,
swear you
just
said
has a,
torture chamber, but I.
well, I could have, just by nature.
Clear that up.
I am a trainer, so I might have said, torture chamber, yes. Torso trainer. All of the app names, all of the accessory names are in your trainer manual. So I want you to utilize those manuals as resources. I want you today just to absorb and learn. Just absorb and just observe. That's what I want today. Don't worry about, oh, what was that name? What was that? I gotta write this down. If there's something that needs to be written down or underlined, I will say, underline this. Put this as a tattoo on your hand. Whatever. I will let you know what the major important things is. But people will ask you how tall is this? It's over 9 feet tall. They'll ask you how many, what the straps are made of. All of that information is in your trainer manual. All right?
You know how much it weighs altogether?
You know what? That is not in the trainer manual, but I bet I can find that out. Yeah, because each piece is going to be a different weight, John, because every configuration is different. So you guys have the X2 750. X2 means that you have 2 columns. 750 means that you have 10 stations, and each station is about 150 centimeters a piece for that. So it's just enough space for an individual to feel safe and have that movement station to be able to coordinate with whoever's behind them. All right, I'd like everybody to get a quick sip of water, and then I would like everybody to get to a station. There may be